A tutorial? Nah, I'm sure I can figure it out. Wait, how does this work? So lately I've been working on this onboarding flow for our app, and it seems like no matter what I do, it just sucks. Which led me to think, do all tutorials suck? Maybe it's just me, but for example, if I buy some game on Steam, and the first hour of the game is some tutorial, I'm refunding that thing. I'm sure the game is great, but do you know how long an hour is? I could have spent that time losing 2 League of Legends games. But it's not just that I find tutorials boring. Studies have shown that they don't even work. There was a study done that took 2 groups of people and gave them both a brand new piece of software. The first group was forced to take the tutorial, while the second group was allowed to skip the tutorial. When both groups were assessed on their ability to use the software, there was no discernible difference between the 2 groups. In fact, the group that skipped the tutorial did slightly better. So if we're not supposed to be building tutorials, then what should we be doing instead? To answer this, let's revisit the hour-long game tutorial and ask, why did I hate this so much? The answer is simply that I just wanted to dive in and figure things out for myself. This isn't just me though, it's backed by psychology. Humans are naturally curious creatures. We're hardwired to explore, poke around, and learn by doing. And that instinct doesn't just shut off when we open an app or start a new game. When we explore and discover things on our own, our brains release dopamine, that feel-good chemical that makes us want to keep going. It's the same rush you get when you solve a puzzle or find a hidden Easter egg in a game. Structured tutorials often feel like a chore in comparison. They don't give us that same sense of accomplishment or excitement that we get from exploration. Moreover, exploration allows users to learn at their own pace and focus on the features that they're most interested in. Now, this doesn't mean that we should leave people completely in the dark, but it does mean that we need to rethink how we're introducing people to new interfaces and experiences. So, how do we do that? Well, let's look at an age-old example that got it right. Super Mario Bros. Was millions of people's first video game, despite it not having any tutorial. Instead of having a tutorial, the designers designed the game so that players would discover things organically. One of the best examples of this is on screen now, in the very first level. Do you see it? The height of the pipes here is no accident. It forces the player to learn that the longer they hold down the jump button, the higher they go. And they didn't need any tutorial frog to explain it. By designing things this way, the player doesn't even realize that they're basically in a tutorial. They just think they're exploring and having fun. As interesting as that is, what if you're not building a game? How can we let users learn naturally while using our software? One of my favorite quotes is, "Good artists copy, great artists steal." When building an application, it's very likely that the majority of problems you're facing have already been solved. You actually already know this, even if you've never thought of it before. Think about a button, for example. If you wanted to make something look clickable, you'd obviously want to make it a button. You never have to tell the user that, they just know because they've used other software that teaches them the same thing. You can do this for much more than a button though. Say you're building a new social media and want some way to allow users to tag their content. You can just steal the existing hashtag pattern from all the other social media networks. And you'll never have to explain a thing to your user because they already know what hashtags are. It's important when you're doing this to understand your end user and understand what kinds of software they use. If you're building retirement planning software, you probably don't want to lean on a pattern that TikTok invented. Despite using known patterns, you might still find yourself in a situation where users are getting confused using your software. To solve this, let's dig up an old paperclip. Clippy was an assistant that came bundled with Microsoft Office products. He was memorable for many reasons, one of which being that he was an early attempt at giving the user some contextual help. So instead of trying to teach the user everything up front, Clippy would meet them where they're at and give them contextual help for exactly what they were working on. Obviously, Clippy wasn't perfect. There's a reason we don't see him in Microsoft products today. But the core idea behind him wasn't entirely wrong. Users sometimes do need help, and providing it at the right moment can be incredibly valuable. The key is to make the suggestions intelligent, timely, and most importantly, not intrusive. In the modern day, we can do this so much better. We can use a combination of user behavior analysis, machine learning, and clever design to offer help when it's most likely to be needed. For example, imagine you're using a photo editing app. You've been trying to use the same tool over and over again without success. Instead of popping up with a full tutorial, the app might just subtly hint at a different tool that would work better for what you're trying to do. The best part about this is that this approach satisfies both explorers and those who need a bit of guidance. Users who are comfortable figuring things out on their own can ignore these suggestions, while those who need help can access it without feeling like they're being forced into a tutorial. Remember, your users are intelligent, curious individuals who want to learn by doing. By respecting their desire to explore and discover, you're not just making your product more enjoyable to use, you're also likely improving their success rate and overall satisfaction. The next time you're tempted to create a long, detailed tutorial for your app or game, pause and ask yourself, could I design this in a way that lets the users learn naturally through exploration? By rethinking our approach to user onboarding, we can create experiences that are more engaging, more effective, and ultimately more respectful of our users' time and intelligence. Before I wrap up, I wanted to call out that most of the people who watch my content aren't subscribed, so if that's you and you like these kind of videos, I'd really appreciate a subscription.